Have you ever wondered why your loved ones sometimes keep their distance, even when you haven't done anything wrong? You may shower daily, dress neatly, even apply cologne each morning. So why is there still something that makes you feel disconnected from those you care about most? Hello, I'm a health expert who has spent over 4 decades working with thousands of older adults. And today, I want to talk about something that very few people are willing to confront yet. It silently affects our relationships and self-confidence after age 60. No one wants to hear this, but the truth is there's a particular odor commonly associated with aging. And the most surprising part, most seniors don't even realize they have it. We bathe daily, wear clean clothes, invest in expensive body sprays. Yet, in quiet moments, we sense a subtle discomfort in others, a certain hesitation, a window opened, a hug avoided. These small signals speak volumes, even when no one says a word. But this isn't about poor hygiene. It runs deeper rooted in biological changes that come naturally with age. As sweat production decreases, skin oils change composition, and dry mouth sets in due to reduced saliva, the body begins emitting unfamiliar cues. And whether we admit it or not, these changes can wear down our sense of connection and dignity. I've seen it happen too often. Older adults who become withdrawn, anxious, or hesitant to spend time with their grandkids simply because of a vague feeling that they're no longer welcome, and the hurt, it cuts deep. No cologne or extra shower can cover that. It requires awareness, gentle care, and above all kindness toward the changing body you live in. Here's the good news. You can absolutely turn this around with just a few small daily adjustments. Modern science has uncovered simple, affordable methods that can eliminate up to 90% of age-related body odor, not by masking it, but by helping the body cleanse itself more naturally and effectively. This video isn't just about smelling fresh. It's about feeling whole again. It's about reconnecting with your family and showing up as your full self with confidence and grace. So, if you've ever felt isolated without knowing why, or if you simply want to maintain a more vibrant presence for your loved ones, stay with me until the end. I'll guide you through the exact areas of the body to focus on, common cleansing mistakes, and daily habits that support your body's natural freshness without costly perfumes or complicated routines. Let's begin, not for vanity, but for connection. And if this topic resonates with you, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Together we'll shine light on something small but deeply healing. 1. Have you ever considered that the most powerful way to stay fresh might not be in your soap but in your water glass? After decades of working with older adults, I've come to realize something surprising. Many seniors are doing everything right on the outside: daily showers, clean clothes, good grooming habits, yet they still carry an odor they can't explain. The answer may lie in something invisible, silent, but profoundly powerful: hydration. When we talk about staying clean, we often focus on external hygiene, but true cleanliness begins within. And water, simple, clean water is nature's most effective internal cleanser. It moves through your kidneys, your skin, your digestive system. When you drink enough of it, your body quietly does what no soap can do. It flushes out toxins before they ever have a chance to linger on your skin or be released through your breath. But here's where it gets tricky. Many older adults don't feel thirst the way they used to. The body's natural thirst mechanism dulls with age, leading to chronic underhydration. You may not even realize you're running low until subtle symptoms begin to creep in: fatigue, irritability, dry skin, and yes, 7, that musty, sour smell that people associate with aging. This isn't about vanity. It's about self-respect and emotional well-being. It's about being able to hug your grandchildren without hesitation, to sit with loved ones confidently, to walk into a room and feel present, not self-conscious. And all of that begins with the simple act of drinking water. So what can you do? Start small. Start intentional. Begin your morning with a warm glass of water, not coffee, not juice, just water. Feel it wake your system up. Then throughout the day, sip slowly, even when you don't feel thirsty. Think of each glass as a quiet act of self-care, a signal to your body that says, you matter, you're worth caring for. And if you do drink coffee or tea, remember they can dehydrate you. For every cup of caffeine, consider balancing it with a glass of water. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just 6 modest glasses a day can lighten your body, brighten your mood, and significantly reduce age-related body odor. In fact, I've seen patients go from feeling withdrawn and embarrassed to lively and connected just by building a habit around hydration. One woman even told me, "Doctor, I didn't realize water could be so emotionally healing." And she's absolutely right. When your body is clean from the inside, your mind feels clearer too. Hydration isn't just a physical act, it's a mental shift. It's a way of saying to yourself, I choose to feel good. I choose to be close to others. Now, you might be wondering, how do I make this stick? I'll show you exactly how. In just a moment, we'll go into the practical steps: when to drink, how much, how to build reminders, and which signals to look for that your body needs more support. But first, if any of this resonates with you, drop a comment below and share your experience. Have you ever felt disconnected and later realized it might have been something as simple as dehydration? This is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll move beyond water and talk about how your skin, your breath, and even your laundry routine may be working either for or against you. Don't go anywhere. This small shift that could change everything. 2. If water cleanses us from within, what if the sun could do the same from the outside? Let's explore one of the simplest, most overlooked forms of healing: gentle movement under natural sunlight. You've already learned how staying hydrated supports your body's internal cleansing systems. But what happens when we combine that with light movement in the open air, especially under the warm embrace of the morning or late afternoon sun? For many of my patients over the years, this simple ritual became the turning point, not just in physical health, but in their emotional resilience and sense of self. You see, as we age, it's not uncommon for people to stop moving as much. We become more careful, more sedentary. But here's the thing. Movement isn't just about burning calories. It's about awakening the body's ability to detoxify, reconnect, and renew. When we move even gently, we activate circulation. That, in turn, supports our skin, liver, kidneys, lungs, and even our mood-regulating neurotransmitters. And this is especially important when our bodies naturally sweat less with age. That reduction in sweat may seem like a small relief, but it actually limits one of the body's key ways to eliminate waste. So how do we gently encourage that process without stress or exhaustion? A 20-minute walk outdoors can be revolutionary. Not at a racing pace, just a steady rhythm, step by step. No gym required, no pressure to perform. Just you, your breath, and the path ahead. Now add sunlight to the equation. Real, natural sunlight, and something even more powerful happens. Sunlight isn't just mood-lifting or energizing. It has antimicrobial properties. Its UV rays can reduce the bacteria that contribute to odor on the skin's surface, especially important as aging skin becomes more vulnerable to buildup. Think of it as nature's quiet way of refreshing you. No chemicals, no additives, just light. But perhaps more important than the physical benefits is what I've seen time and time again: a mental reset. A quiet walk under the trees, the warmth of the sun on your shoulders, a soft breeze brushing against your skin. These aren't small things, they're powerful reminders that you're still alive, still connected, still part of something larger. Your body moves, your senses awaken, and the fog that sometimes comes with aging begins to lift. Emotionally, it's like opening a window that had been stuck shut. One patient told me, "When I walk under the sun, I feel like I belong again." That's exactly it. This is more than exercise. It's a statement of intention. I care for myself, I respect my body. I choose vitality even in simplicity. So here's my encouragement to you. Tomorrow morning or just before sunset, step outside for 10 to 20 minutes. Let the sun greet your skin. Breathe in deeply. Let your muscles move gently. You don't have to do more than that. But if you do it regularly, your body will begin to shift. So will your mood. So will how others perceive your presence. And if you've already made hydration a habit, this is the next natural step. Literally, it's your body's way of flushing, refreshing, and returning to its natural state of ease. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How does walking outdoors make you feel these days? Do you notice a difference when you skip it? Let's talk about it, because sometimes the answers aren't in complex routines or expensive products. They're in small, consistent actions that speak to something deeper. You're right to feel alive and connected at every age. 3. If a short walk in the sun can refresh your spirit, what could a warm shower do for your soul? You'd be surprised how many of the seniors I work with tell me, "I didn't do much today, so I skipped my shower." And at first glance, that logic makes sense. If there's no sweat, no mess, no social plans, why bother? But here's the truth no one talks about. Even on our stillest days, our bodies are never truly idle. Your skin is constantly renewing itself, shedding old cells, releasing natural oils, and collecting microscopic debris from the environment even when you're sitting quietly at home. Over time, this gentle buildup creates the kind of body odor we often associate with aging. Not because of neglect, but because many don't realize that the absence of activity doesn't mean the absence of biological processes. That's why a daily shower, especially in older age, isn't just about hygiene. It's a ritual of presence, a statement to your body and mind: I'm still here, I still matter. And that message, repeated daily through the simple act of cleansing, has a profound ripple effect. Use warm, not hot water to protect your skin's delicate moisture barrier. Gently cleanse areas that tend to hold on to old oils and bacteria. Don't rush the process. Let it be intentional. Let it be yours. And if mobility allows, a soak once or twice a week in a warm bath isn't indulgent, it's therapeutic. It's your body's chance to exhale, and your mind's moment to reset. One of the most transformative changes I've witnessed in my elderly patients came not from medications or diets, but from rebuilding a simple bathing routine. They walk a little taller, they smile more. There's a subtle but unmistakable glow that comes from knowing they feel fresh, not just on the surface, but deep down, and it affects more than just how you feel about yourself. It changes how others relate to you. Suddenly people linger longer in conversation. They lean in during hugs. They're no longer holding back, and neither are you. Why? Because you feel confident again in your body, in your scent, in your presence. This is not about perfection. It's not about appearing younger. It's about honoring the body you're in today, as it is on giving it the respect it deserves. Bathing is not a chore. It's a form of self-respect, of dignity, of emotional care. Every drop of warm water becomes a quiet reminder. You are still vibrant. You are still worth the effort. So if you're watching this and thinking maybe, I've let it slip a bit, that's okay. You're not alone. But today is a new chance and tomorrow another. Rebuild the ritual. Let it become your time not to clean up, but to come back to yourself. And tell me in the comments, how do you feel after a long warm shower? Does it change your mood, even on hard days? I'd love to hear how something so simple has helped you reconnect with your body, your family, and your sense of self. For here's a question I often ask my patients: are you actually washing the parts of your body that matter most? By now we've talked about the importance of showing up for yourself through hydration, sunlight, movement, and bathing. But even within that daily shower, there's one detail many people overlook: how you wash. Not all washing is equal. And when it comes to aging bodies, the difference between simply getting wet and targeted, intentional cleansing can mean everything. Many older adults tell me, I shower every day, so I must be fine. But let's look a little deeper. Body odor linked to aging doesn't come from the obvious places. It doesn't live on the surface of your arms or back. It hides quietly in warm, tucked away areas of your body. And as we grow older and less flexible, those places become harder to reach and easier to ignore. Think about this: behind the ears, under the breasts, deep inside the navel, the groin area, the back of the knees, even the folds of the elbows. These are bacterial playgrounds. Add to that the scalp, armpits, feet, and chest where sweat, sebum, and shed skin cells collect, and you've got a recipe for persistent, difficult-to-mask odors. Clean clothes won't fix this. Fragrance won't disguise it. Only targeted care will. So what can we do? First, slow down. Don't rush through the shower. Take a few extra minutes to pay attention to those often missed spots. Use a soft washcloth or sponge, not too harsh, but firm enough to gently lift residue from folds and creases. Choose a pH-balanced cleanser that supports your skin's barrier without over-drying it. And when you're done, dry yourself thoroughly, especially in those same hidden areas where moisture tends to linger. But let's not forget the emotional layer here. When you take the time to cleanse these parts of your body, not just the visible ones, you're doing more than removing odor. You're reclaiming yourself. You're saying this body still matters, even the parts no one sees. It's a powerful shift. Clean skin feels lighter. You carry yourself differently. Others respond to you with more warmth, and you feel a quiet kind of pride, not for being perfect, but for being present. That's why I always remind my patients, true hygiene is not about looking clean. It's about restoring balance and comfort in your own skin. When you wash the right places the right way, you're not just reducing odor. You're building a daily foundation of vitality and dignity that others can sense even before you say a word. So here's something to reflect on in the comments. Have you ever noticed a difference in how you feel physically and emotionally after washing more thoroughly? Are there areas you used to overlook that now get a little more care? Let's start that conversation, because sometimes the smallest areas are where the biggest healing begins. 5. Here's a surprising truth I've learned after decades of working in senior health. Sometimes the most powerful form of hygiene doesn't come from a bottle but from your plate. If you've been following along, you know by now that odor isn't just about what sits on the skin. It's deeply tied to what moves through the body, what we eat, how we metabolize it, and how well our systems are supported from the inside out. As we age, our bodies naturally become more sensitive to what we consume. The digestive system slows, detoxification becomes less efficient, and hydration is harder to maintain. In that context, food becomes more than fuel. It becomes either a gentle internal cleanser or a source of silent burden. Think about this. When we consume heavy fats, ultra-processed foods, or excess sugar, our organs must work overtime to break them down. When that process stalls, as it often does with age, those metabolic byproducts don't just disappear. Some of them circulate, seep through the skin, and are exhaled through the breath. The result? A musty, sour, or overly dense body odor that no soap or perfume can fully hide. But here's the empowering part. Food can also become your silent ally. When you nourish yourself with water-rich, fiber-filled, antioxidant-packed foods like apples, berries, tomatoes, pears, and cucumbers, something begins to shift. Your body becomes more efficient, your skin clearer, your breath light. Yes, even your scent becomes more neutral, even subtly fresh. It's not magic. It's biology in balance. Cucumbers gently flush the kidneys. Pears support gentle digestion. Berries and tomatoes help neutralize oxidative stress, the same stress that can create chemical compounds contributing to age-related odor. These foods don't mask the issue. They correct the imbalance that leads to it. But this isn't about restriction or rigid dieting. I'm not here to tell you what not to eat. I'm here to help you reframe every meal as an opportunity for self-care. Choosing foods that love your body back is one of the most respectful, loving actions you can take, especially as you age. And here's something else to consider. How you feel emotionally is often reflected in how you smell physically. When your body is bogged down with poor nutrition, you may feel foggy, sluggish, disconnected. But when you eat clean, whole foods, it's not just your skin that glows, it's your spirit too. I've seen older adults come alive again after simply upgrading their diet. They walk with more energy, feel less self-conscious, and reconnect with loved ones because they no longer worry about how they might be perceived up close. The change is subtle, but the impact is powerful. So let me ask you what's something you've noticed after changing your eating habits. Do you feel fresher, more confident? Share your story in the comments below. Because in the end, every bite you take is a choice not just for nourishment, but for presence, connection, and quiet confidence that radiates far beyond the kitchen table. What's the one area of the body we often forget in conversations about cleanliness yet use every single day? That's right, your mouth. You can eat the cleanest foods, bathe every day, and wear fresh clothes, but if your breath feels off, all of that confidence can quietly dissolve. We often associate oral care with appearances, white teeth, a nice smile, but there's so much more happening beneath the surface. As we age, our saliva production naturally slows, and saliva isn't just for digestion, it's the body's built-in cleanser for the mouth. It washes away food particles, neutralizes acids, and helps prevent bacterial overgrowth. But when the mouth becomes dry, and it often does after age 60, those cleaning mechanisms break down. Suddenly, even if you brush your teeth twice a day, you might still notice a persistent, unpleasant odor. Mouthwash might mask it for a while, but the deeper issue remains. And that issue doesn't just affect you, it affects how close people feel when talking to you, how long they linger, and whether you feel comfortable expressing yourself. Here's the truth. Oral hygiene is a full-body practice in disguise. It reflects your hydration, your nutrition, your consistency, and it directly shapes your emotional well-being. I've met countless older adults who felt socially withdrawn simply because they didn't feel confident speaking closely to others. And that breaks my heart because it's preventable. So what can you do? Start by expanding your definition of brushing your teeth. True oral care includes gentle tongue cleaning to remove built-up bacteria, which is often the root cause of bad breath, daily flossing to reach where brushes can't, and staying well hydrated to allow saliva to do its job. Keep sugar-free gum on hand to stimulate natural saliva when your mouth feels dry. And most importantly, stay mindful. Don't just assess how your breath smells. Tune into how your mouth feels. These small habits have a big impact. When your breath is fresh, you lean in during conversations instead of pulling away. You laugh more freely, share stories more openly, and engage with your loved ones without hesitation. There's no mental cloud hanging over you, just presence and connection. And there's a deeper message here. 2. Taking care of your mouth is taking care of your voice. It's your way of saying, I'm still here. I still have something to share. When nothing holds you back, not even the fear of a faint odor, you become fully available for life's richest moments. So let me ask you, have you ever noticed how your mood or confidence shifts when your mouth feels clean and refreshed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. You might be surprised how many people feel the same but are afraid to bring it up, because the truth is, hygiene isn't just physical, emotional, and no one deserves to feel distant because of something so manageable. Not at any age, especially not now. 7. Let me ask you something most people overlook. When was the last time you really felt the comfort of clean clothes? You've done the hard part, caring for your body, your diet, your oral health. But now, there's one quiet element left that carries more power than we often realize: what we wear and how often we care for it. As we age, especially in quieter seasons of life when we may move less or stay indoors more, it becomes tempting to say, I didn't sweat today, this outfit's still fine. But that small compromise made once or twice can slowly become a habit. And here's what most people don't talk about. Even if there's no visible stain or obvious odor, our clothes silently absorb the day. Skin oils, microscopic bacteria, and even subtle emotional residue build up in the fabrics closest to our bodies. Over time, these invisible layers become noticeable not just in scent, but in how we feel. A shirt worn for 2 days in a row can carry yesterday's energy. Undergarments reused without washing begin to blur the line between clean and comfortable. And even if you've just stepped out of a refreshing shower, slipping into a stale shirt can dull the entire effort. Cleanliness isn't just a physical reset, it's an emotional one. When you choose fresh clothes, you're choosing self-respect. You're telling your body, you matter, you're worth the care. And it's not about impressing others, it's about reinforcing the message that you deserve to feel light, renewed, and ready each day. That same philosophy applies to the space where you sleep. Your sheets, pillowcases, and nightwear silently collect not only skin cells and oils, but the mood of your day. Changing your bedding weekly or more often if needed isn't just about hygiene. It's about creating a clean sanctuary where your body can fully rest, reset, and heal. And let me tell you, few things boost confidence in the morning like waking up in a bed that smells like fresh linen and stepping into a clean shirt that hugs your skin with softness and clarity. This is not about perfection, it's about rhythm, a gentle rhythm of care, washing your clothes regularly, choosing materials that breathe, setting aside time to fold with intention. Little things, but these little things send a big message to your mind. I'm not invisible. I'm not fading. I'm still showing up. And others will notice too. There's a quiet kind of magnetism to someone who wears cleanliness with ease, not because of a strong perfume or flashy colors, but because of the subtle glow of deliberate care. A person who tends to the small things like fresh socks and crisp bedsheets is often the one who makes others feel most at ease. So tell me in the comments, how do you feel when you wear freshly washed clothes? Do you notice a change in your mood or energy? Let's share those little victories, because in this stage of life, it's the small things repeated with love that make the biggest difference. So here we are standing at the end, which might actually be a brand new beginning. Everything we've explored together: hydration movement, bathing with intention, cleansing the right areas, nourishing through food, caring for your mouth, and wearing clean, respectful clothing is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about reclaiming your body and your confidence in ways that are simple, sustainable, and full of self-respect. You don't need expensive solutions. You don't need complicated routines. What you do need is something far more powerful: awareness, consistency, and a little bit of love turned inward. Because when you care for yourself in these small, quiet ways, the people around you feel it. They stay closer, they lean in, and what was once a quiet distance caused by uncertainty is replaced by warmth, ease, and connection. Every sip of water, every fresh shirt, every moment you take to brush your tongue or walk in the sunlight, it all sends the same message: I still matter. And that message changes everything. So start today. Just one step, one habit, and then another. In a week you'll feel the shift. In a month, others will notice too, because freshness isn't just about scent, it's about energy, lightness, and quiet confidence that draws people in. If this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one small change you're inspired to make. Maybe it's something new, or maybe it's something you used to do but are ready to return to. Scroll down and tell us in the comments. Let's build this journey together, one honest habit at a time. And if you haven't already, go ahead and tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Not because you have to, but because these conversations matter, and because someone out there needs exactly what you just heard. Thanks for watching. And most of all, thank you for choosing to care for yourself. You deserve it, and the people who love you, they'll feel it too.